Broads Media.
What the hell are we doing? I'm done playing games. Get your head out of your ass. Marte, 34 pitches in the eighth. You make me sick. Rojas, how about you catch the ball in the seventh so there's not a leadoff double? So Carlos Santana can smack an RBI double for added insurance. Yeah, Ranger, dude, I don't know what's going on, but I'll tell you for free that what we're getting isn't good enough. It's not sharp enough. The third inning, you barely escape, but fine. Sometimes that happens. You put yourself in a pickle, but do you have the stones to work out of it? And he did. Phillies had a 2-1 lead after the third. Fine. The fourth, he was electric. The fifth, though, it got bad again. A walk, a single, falling behind 3-0 in the count. Then leaves a sinker over the heart of the plate. That gets hit pretty good. Now you're down 3-2. And the list goes on and on. You know, thank the Lord that Kerkering got out of that bases loaded situation. Because if not, woof. 7-2. Try 70-2. Is what it could have been. You have to dig deep. Things are starting to spiral out of control. And while we understand the journey that happens over the long haul, and there will be brutal stretches, the way that you watch this team crumble to Oakland and then following the break look that messy against Pittsburgh, starting off the second half with a blown save and a blown 3-0 lead, a blown 7-4 lead. Jose Alvarado just evaporating over his last handful of appearances. Somebody better do something to wake you up. And if it's not Bryce with a missile to right field and then almost having a second, I don't know what else he can do from the Bryce Harper standpoint. Seriously, I thought he had two. Then there was the double play, and I started to bite my fist because I was getting angry. Ay, ay, ay. You put yourself in a really tough spot because now Zach Wheeler, who is looked at as your ace to stop the bleeding, is now taking the mound with the back issues, with all the pressure in the world to throw a serious gem. Not that it's impossible. It just sucks that due to the circumstances surrounding him right now, not being fully healthy and dealing with that back, that we need to rely on him as heavily as we do. Shame on this team for putting him in that position. I mean, Tyler Phillips could handle it, so I'm sure Zach Wheeler deep down has what it takes. But it's not something I prefer. All that added talk. Yo, Zach, this team is really starting to go south. Yo, Zach, we're starting to urinate all over ourselves. Yo, Zach, please be the one. Please have the answers. Please figure this out for us and go throw 8 scoreless and then pray your offense can give you 2 runs and then whoever gets the nod in the 9th doesn't give it away for free for some version of the biggest heartbreak we've had to that point of the season. That's what we need tomorrow. Am I supposed to put a ton of faith, though, in this lineup scoring an insane amount of runs? Because I remember looking at my ESPN app, and I was just kind of glancing around some of the other scores around Major League Baseball. I had a big smile on my face knowing the Atlanta Braves lost to the Cincinnati Reds. That's always something that's outstanding when you take a look at the scoreboard for the day. And then the Phillies had about 4 hits at the time, and I'm like, that's lovely. Until I saw 4, and then it was staying at 4, and I'm thinking, what are we doing here? Where's 5? Right? And let's figure it out. Where's 5? Why isn't it at 5 yet? Why isn't it at 6 yet? What? Why is there still 4? Okay. Getting angry. Where's the mental makeup to nip this in the bud? Because it's taking a little too long for my liking. And by the way, I can't just pretend like this Ranger story isn't massive. We have a Ranger Suarez issue currently. If it's due to injury and him not being healthy, then there's not much he can do. He's not healthy. Part of that, though, is just wear and tear. And if he ever is going to become that sensational piece that we discuss as a third starter behind Wheeler and Nola, you have to learn how to go deep into seasons. And for all of you that mock Nola and pretend that he's not serious and think that he's some stiff, go look at his consistency on how long he's able to deal year in and year out. And now look at some of the problems we are now realizing with the ones that don't have that resume. It's hard to do it. And Ranger right now seems to be having a ton of problems when we reach a certain point. He's not a 200 innings guy. He has to find a way to become one. He has to. Or else it's somewhat a waste, that talent, if his role is going to be top end of a starting rotation. But we had question marks about Spencer Turnbull. We have question marks about Sanchez. We have question marks about Ranger. That worries me. Because part of the reason why this team was so good is because of them. And Ranger is nowhere even close to as precise as we need him to be. Unlucky or not. Things didn't go his way or not. Did you watch his outing? If you walked away from that outing thinking, hey, Ranger wasn't that bad, I need you to wash your eyeballs. I want you to go into your bathroom. I want you to get your soap. I want you to put it in your hands. I want you to scrub your hands. And then I want you to scrub your eyeballs. And then go back to the tape and tell me that that satisfies you. The 3rd inning, the 5th inning. Something ain't right. He's beat up. That's what I see. And I'm not sure what exactly can change that trajectory. A 6-man rotation? Sit down with Zach Wheeler and see how he feels about a 6-man rotation right now. Because all the info in the world tells you he despises when he's not going every 5 days. Maybe you could sell him the big picture. Maybe he's the outlier in your thought process. I don't know. But reality is, you have to look deep within and figure out what you're going to do. If you're Dave Dombrowski, if you're Rob Thompson, to manage the starting pitching down the back stretch And oh, by the way, get some life with your offense too. Because it's not cutting it.